Doing impromptu stuff these days. Spontaneous. I'm trying to be a little more spontaneous in my life. I'm actually not. Not at all. In fact, I'm less spontaneous than I've ever been. Anyway, I am making an easy pico de gallo because I was outside this morning enjoying the sunshine and I said, you know what I want for dinner? I want something that involves a pico de gallo. So that's what I'm making. Super easy, super delicious, and it's, you know, the best thing ever on a hot day. And we're gonna start right now. Here we go. I am going to say that this recipe starts with about 4, this is only 2, 4, now it's 3, plus the one in the bowl already. Yes, perfect with a margarita, totally. So 4 Roma tomatoes, and I'm gonna show you my little trick on how I deal with these tomatoes. Now some people might be mad at me because they'll say, Sarah, you could just cut up the tomato and not worry about the seeds, and you're right, you can totally do that. And in fact, most of the time I do. But sometimes with pico de gallo, I don't want it to be super wet, moist, runny, you know what I'm saying. So I take the seeds out. And how I do that is I get my little paring knife. Again, remember, kind of like the strawberries I did a couple days ago. You stick your knife right in where that little, whatever that thing's called, that thing. Again, we all know I can't talk. To get it out, the core. Okay, once you've done that, then you can cut this guy in half. And he looks like this. And then, I always forget something. I always do. Plastic wrap, old piece of plastic wrap. Then I take my little grapefruit spoon. Do you guys have one of these? They're handy for so many things besides eating grapefruit. You know, this is like the one-trick pony that is not a one-trick pony. So I suggest you get one. I've had these for years, like a long, long time, and they were cheap and I love them. So anyway, enough, who cares? So then I take my grapefruit spoon, and then look how easy it is to take the seeds out. Look at that. And now they're gone. Now you can just dry them up, put them in your windowsill, and you can make yourself a tomato plant. And watch it grow. It's like a science project at the same time. So you saw how easy that was. And again, if you're someone who says, Sarah, you know what, the seeds don't bother me, they don't get me down. And to you I say, you know what, that's totally cool. If you like seeds in your pico de gallo, put seeds in your pico de gallo. You're not gonna be mad. I'm not gonna be mad at you. And then again, look at this. Isn't it fun? It's also kind of fun. It kind of feels squishy and weird. And you know, who doesn't like squishy and weird when they're cooking food? Everybody loves that. Okay. We're having fun. We're making pico de gallo. And it's so easy. I think so many of us buy that pre-made stuff at the grocery store. And every time I get it, I'm always disappointed. And not because I think what I do is awesome, because we all know that I will never declare myself as awesome. But it's just because, you know, when you make it, you're in control of what goes in it. So if you're someone who doesn't like a lot of cilantro, you can just put a little cilantro. You know, like there's so much customization that happens while you're actually cooking. So, you know, that's part of the fun. I think we've lost the fun, people. Let's have a little more fun when we cook. What do you say? All right. You're like, is she having any more tomatoes? Because I hope she's almost done. She's so slow. She is the slowest. But I am slow. That's because I'm talking. Okay. Come out the seeds. These tomatoes smell so good, you guys. I love fresh tomatoes. They are so yummy. So these were Romas. I used 4. But you could certainly use, you know, a different kind of tomato if you've got them. You know, even the big, like, beefsteak. Beefsteak. Do they only sell those in the Midwest? I don't know. We like our tomatoes huge. Like we like everything else. Okay, so what you're gonna do then, I'm like, where do I go? Where do I put all this stuff? I'll just leave 2. I'm just gonna show you how I cut it. I won't cut them all in front of you because that's boring. Okay, one little guy. I'm gonna take my bigger knife. I'm switching knives now. All right, and then I'm just gonna make little strips. Look at that. The little tiny baby strips of tomato. Why do I talk like that? That's how I used to talk to my daughter when she was a baby. You guys aren't my babies. Okay, here we go. And then you line them up like this, see? And then you can run your knife through them to get a little dice action. And that's it. So you just do that for the rest of them. You saw how long that took me. I mean, sure, I can use a knife pretty decently, but it's okay. You can do it too. Okay, so I'll bring my bowl up. There it is, my big glass bowl. You all know I love it. Pico de Gallo here. We already have, well, I have part of the 4 tomatoes in here already. Next up is half of a jalapeno with the seeds and membrane, because I like it spicy. I like my mouth to hurt, my eyes to water. So you do you. If you don't like jalapeno at all, leave it out, okay? That's what's beautiful, like I said, about not buying the stuff that's pre-made. You can do whatever you want. You guys, I'm rocking a side pony. How about that? Haven't done that since grade school. Okay, who cares about my hair? Nobody. Okay, 1 clove of garlic in here. That's minced-ish. That's definitely not a culinary term. Minced-ish. All right, 1 clove of garlic in there. Putting the bowl back down because I just remembered I got a little onion. So here's the thing about onion. Raw onion can be a little, what's the word? I'm looking at my sous chef, but she's not paying any attention to me today. She is checked out. I don't blame her. It can be a lot of sulfur. You know, they've got all those sulfuric compounds, and they're just a little much sometimes. So I prefer to not put a ton of onion in my pico de gallo. And if I do put it in, which you'll be able to tell here in a second, I put tiny little bits of it in there. Same with when I make my guacamole, and honestly, same with when I make a lot of stuff, because I love onion, but it doesn't love me back, said my grandma. I sound like a grandma sometimes. It just doesn't like me back. Nobody cares, Sarah. But I'm just saying, I guess in essence, that, you know, you could do no onion, tons of onion. You can even soak the onion. This is soaking. Soaking the onion, and that gets some of those compounds out too. Okay, we're almost done. Onion in there, and then cilantro. You guys, this came from my windowsill. I would love to put more cilantro in here, but this is all I could get off that sad, sorry little plant in my windowsill. Just rough chopping this. Now I know some people don't like cilantro, and you could totally leave it out too, so no big deal. See? Customizable. Can you do that when you go to the grocery store? I don't think so. No. Can you do that when you go to that restaurant? Although you should support that restaurant. No, you can't say, well, you probably could in some places, but most of the time, they're gonna look at you funny. All right, last up, guys. Nope, second to last up. We're gonna put salt in there. Everything needs salt. So remember, this is my 1/8 of a teaspoon, so don't freak out when you see me do it twice. It's a 1/4 teaspoon, everybody. Pico de gallo, it's so good. Okay, lime juice. All right, someone's gonna ask me at some point, can I use the jarred lime juice for this? Oh my gosh, you guys. Everything you've used up to this point is fresh and delicious, so no, don't do it. I'd rather you skip it than use the jarred stuff, at least in this, okay? So lime, and again, I like to give it a little slice on the top. It seems to help me squeeze it better. And then you're gonna do about a tablespoon, but again, you do you. If you are the queen or king of lime juice and you like it tart and acidic, put it all in there, you know? Use this part for that margarita rim. Don't throw that away, it's not waste. And before you use it to squeeze it in there, you can also, which I should have done actually, use my microplane and got some of that zest off, because that is delicious inside of here. All right? Do that instead. Don't do like me. Okay, that's it. That's all. And then you stir it. This bowl is gigantic. That's because I don't have all my tomatoes in here. But so there you go. If you want to add a little more bulk to it, needs to work out more. If you want to add more bulk to it, you could also do cool stuff like adding bell peppers, you know? You could also add strawberries, which are delicious. And you could do things like mango or pineapple. The world's your oyster. So you can just kind of use this as a base recipe and then fill in the blanks however you like. You remember, my recipes are suggestions, okay? All right, so that's it for me. I appreciate you joining me, and make yourself some pico de gallo. You saw how easy it was. I made it, and so can you. Thanks for joining me on this random episode of Nourishing Nosh. I'll see you next time, guys. Bye.